Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Wendy and this is my home sweet mobile home. Today I wanted to talk to you about this big fat mess I have laying here in front of me. I'm going to tip the camera down in a minute so you can see, but what I'm doing is I'm sorting through this stuff. When I bought this house, the paperwork was done by the title company, and when it closed and everything was done, they gave me this folder and had all the paperwork in it from the sale of the home. So I just started using this folder as a place to keep track of any important documents or information regarding my home. Like I put all my tax stuff in here. I also kept a running list of improvements that were made to my home as time has gone on. And I mean, I did keep track, so I got to give myself points for that. But this is probably not the best, most efficient or organized way to do it. This is my this is my list of good grief. Always with the thought that, I'm going to buy a tablet or a spiral notebook and transfer all the information over into that so that it was in a one all in one spot and clearly outlined. But here we are 11 years into it and I'm still using this poor pathetic torn folder. So I decided there was no time like the present, so I can retire this poor old folder. But so what I did was yesterday I went to the Dollar Tree, of course, my all-time favorite store, and they've got I really have to hand it to the Dollar Tree because they do have so many different options of different things you can use to get yourself and your paperwork organized. And there were several things I considered, but what I ended up getting was this vinyl expandable file folder. And it's got, as you can see, it's got tabs and it's got 3 different pockets in it. So I'm going to, pardon me, consolidate everything into 3 sections. And then I need to buy, like, I thought I would get one of those composition notebooks, if you know what I mean. They sell them at the dollar store. So, but I thought that would be a good place to keep the running list of things that have been done to my home and the dates that the work was performed on, or, like when was the heat pump installed. So that I just want everything to be in one place, clearly outlined, so that when the day comes that I kick the bucket and my daughters need to sell this place, they've got everything in one spot, the titles in here, everything. So they aren't trying to figure out what the heck did mom do with all that stuff. So I thought maybe it would be a good video to make and encourage you that when and if you buy a mobile home, or if you already have, you should really get your information organized and consolidated into one place so that in the event something happens, or if you just decide to sell, all of this information would be very beneficial to you if you were trying to sell your home. So you could say, well, this is all the things I've had done to this place. Just everything. Got a new water heater, new flooring, just all the things that have done. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to read back over it. The house got painted in July of 2018. It was really funny. I've saved pretty much everything. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. This is the paperwork from when I had my house painted, and I stapled the paint color things on there that I chose. Yeah. Anyway, I thought for this 3-section expandable file folder, I thought, where's my list? Oh, for crying out loud, where's my list? I thought I would do 3 different categories, and of course, oh, here it is. Good grief, it never fails. You turn on the camera and my brain just goes south. Never to be seen again. Anyway, I'm going to do 3 different categories. I'm going to do 1 category for taxes, another category for, or another section for purchase documents like the title. And I think I'm going to include in that stuff, I'm going to include the information from the mobile home park I live in. When you move in out here, I don't know if they still do it, but 11 years ago, you got this lovely little folder and in it is your lease and all that baloney. So even though that lease is long expired, I think, and there is a document in here that country estate rules and regulation, park rules and regulation, basic park policies. So it was kind of nice to have that, then there's no question in your mind what is expected of you while you live here. And this lease I originally signed was for a year, I think it was. Anyway, when that expires, yes, it was for a year. When that expires, then you just go month to month. So, not a big deal. But, yeah. So, let's get to organizing. I just also wanted to talk to you. Also, one thing I wanted to mention to you, if you do own a mobile home, or that until the mobile home is paid for, the title is, like, say if you got a loan to buy your mobile home, then whoever loaned you the money is holding the title until such time as you pay the loan off. But once that title is in your name, let's say that you lose it and you can't find it. So I'm sure everybody knows that you need to go and get a replacement for it. You can have that replaced. In Washington State, where I live, you just go to the Department of Licensing and you apply for a replacement title. And all states are different what they require. So if you can't find your title, you should get it. Even though you don't particularly need it at this time, but you should get it so that you have it, because sometimes it can take a while to get stuff like that. And if you decide you want to sell, or you need to sell, or have to sell, you don't want to be waiting another 30 days or 60 days or 90 days for a new title to come. So, you might have a mess on your hands. So if you can't find your title, go through the process and get a new one issued, because that's something that you really need to have. I looked it up, and for Washington State, it's $31 to apply for a replacement title. And it's so funny because if you can go online and do it, and they'll mail you a new one, and for that they charge you $2. If you go into their office and do it in person, it's $5.45. They charge you more if you come in. I guess they don't want people coming in. That's funny. But it can take 2 to 6 weeks to get it, it said. So, and each state has its own requirements. Some states even require an updated title if you change your name. So, yeah, you should look up your state's rules and regulations and see what the skinny is on that for your particular state, so that you are in compliance and everything is all as it should be. So if you can't find that title, you really need to get a replacement for it. So anyway, let's see. So I've got my handy little brand new expandable file folder, and I'm going to label my tabs here. This one is going to make taxes, and I see this marker is not going to work. Dang it. I'm going to have to find a new marker. I don't know what I'm going to use because this is a Sharpie and that's what I thought I needed. So I will have to get a new marker to use on that. So, but in the meantime, I can just use it. I'll know what's what. So, in fact, I think what I'll do, I thought it was so cute. It's got these little cards on it. I'm not sure why I bought it. I just thought it was really cool. And I guess I couldn't resist the bright colors. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, I'm just thinking on ways I can label these sections. But anyway, this was just a quick little something I wanted to talk to you about, the importance of having the appropriate documents on hand. And if you haven't been keeping track of improvements and projects done to your home, at least try to remember, approximately what year it was that, you did whatever new paint on the outside. We painted the outside of the house, 2 years ago. At least try to make a note of that stuff so that when the time comes that you want to sell your home or have to sell your home, whatever, or if you kick the bucket, that, whoever needs to have the information will have it. So I hope this is helpful to you, but I think it's really an important thing. It's not anything we want to deal with. I hate dealing with stuff like this, but it really needs to be done. So, your home is, for most of us, owning a home is the biggest asset any of us will ever have. I know that for me, yeah, this is a 40-something-year-old mobile home, and it is the biggest asset I have with the way the real estate market is right now. This home is worth a lot of money, believe it or not. I mean, it's not worth, $100,000, but, actually, I say that, but just last week, a home out here in the park that's older than mine sold for $99,000. I'm not kidding you. The real estate market right now is through the roof. And this mobile home park is very desirable. It's the nicest one in the area. And when a mobile home goes for sale out here, it doesn't last very long because people want to live here. So there's a waiting list, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, this place cost $10,000 when we bought it, but it's worth a heck of a lot more than that right now. So I am making every effort I can to take good care of it, which I would do regardless. But and I have kept track, like I said, of all the work that's been done to this place, just because in a way it's kind of nice to look back over that list and think, wow, there's been a lot of stuff done to this place. In January of 2017, I had all the plumbing redone, and that was because I had to. I know I've talked about it a little bit in previous videos, but that day I came home from shopping, walked in, the house was quiet, because I'd been gone, and I'm bringing my stuff in, and I hear this sound, and I'm kind of stopped for a minute, and I thought, is that the furnace? And it's like, uh-oh, that's not the furnace. It was water running, and it was really running, and I just, oh my God, that was the worst feeling. I went to the back door and opened the back door and looked outside, and there was water literally shooting out from underneath my house. Oh my God, I just about died on the spot. That was the worst feeling. I just that moment of panic. What do I do? It was, but that was when, if you saw my previous video where I talked about this, I called my friend and her husband came over, sick as a dog, and helped me. And oh, just to have someone show up to help you is such a huge relief. But that should have been an insurance claim. But that was at a time when I didn't have insurance because I thought I needed a home inspection, like I told you in my previous video, or one of them anyway, I talked about how I thought there had to be a home inspection, so I didn't have insurance. In fact, that's funny because I just found the note I had written to myself about that home inspection that I thought I needed. I had made notes. Oh, shoot. Now I can't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I called this place, this home inspection place, a professional home inspection. It was a 5-point inspection where they checked the electrical, the plumbing, the roof, the thermostat, the control panel, and the water heater. And they call it their 5-point inspection, which that would have been great to have, but in a way I was thinking, oh geez, I don't know if I'm going to pass this inspection. This is an old mobile home, and yes, it was in really good condition, but when stuff's 40 years old or whatever, it starts wearing out, and it doesn't mean that no one's taking care of it, but it's just like the plumbing. The plumbing was old, the pipes were old, and they were starting to crack, dry out and crack. And, I had that happen. That was the worst leak I had ever had. That one was bad. That was really bad. And it resulted in getting all the plumbing replaced underneath the house. But that was a big relief to have that done because clearly it needed it. But, when you buy an older mobile home like this, even if it's in good condition, things are old and they're wearing out. And when they wear out, they're going to start failing. And that's what happened. So, you need to be aware of that. If you're buying an older mobile home, things are going to crop up that are going to need your immediate attention, most likely. So, luckily, one thing I was really surprised at is that the furnace has stayed in good working order all this time, even though I don't use it anymore because I've got the heat pump. But it's nice to know that I have that furnace there. If I need to, for whatever reason, I can turn that on and still have heat. If something, God forbid, happens and the heat pump fails, I've still got my furnace that I could use. But I the last couple of years I used it. I started having a local repair guy come out and just check it at the beginning of winter each year. And one winter, I think it was the last year I used it, I'd had him come out and check it. And sure enough, it was a good thing I did because, and I don't even remember now what it was, but there was something not working good in it. So he fixed it for me. And I think it cost me $100, somewhere around there, to get that fixed. But to me, that's pretty important stuff. You really do need heat in the winter. And if you're me, you need heat all year round because I'm always cold. But, it's just things like that, when you're a homeowner, the things like that you need to be aware of and plan for accordingly because something's going to crop up sooner or later. But anyway, I hope this little video has been a help to you guys. Maybe given you some ideas about, record keeping and keeping track of the work done to your home and keeping track of the improvements you've made to it and repairs. So it's just kind of a nice thing to have so that, when you do need to sell or have to sell, you've got that information and you can show it to the new owner. Here's the stuff I've had done to it. So anyway, I hope this helps you in some way. I really appreciate you stopping by and watching my video. And if you subscribed, I'm so thankful to you. And I really hope that you will if you haven't already. Anyway, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.